So here's a little tip, and this is how we teach it, and this is where the direction you want to go. Under here, under color, one of the first things to check is the white balance. So this image looks nice, right? But I'm going to check with Adobe Camera Raw here, with Camera Raw filter, if the white balance, if I put it on auto, if it makes it more pleasant, let's put it that way. And I do, let's see, I'll click that, and you can see automatically it really changed it. Here's before. You can do Controller Command Z to undo, or Control Shift Z to redo. You can see it really changed it. And before, when I looked at this image, I actually thought that looked really nice, and that might be the vibe you were going for. But if it's not, that's more of a natural, comfortable white balance. Now you can adjust that here, but it really did a nice job. So one of the first things I do is I go to color and then white balance auto just to see the result I get. If I don't like it, I go back to as shot. But what I want to show you next is, so these are the two-step process. I go to color, and then at the top where it says auto, I click auto just to see what it thinks I should do. Now, if you don't like it, you can undo it, but let's click auto. Okay, so I like what it did. But what it did is it adjusted the lighting and the color so far. So from here, I can adjust these sliders to do whatever I want. I can fine tune this. So if you say, well, I like a little more contrast, let's bring the highlights down a bit and pull those shadows up. It's so much more pleasant. Now, it doesn't mean you can't come in here to color and decide you want to have a little bit more vibrance. Usually with humans, we do vibrance. With subjects, we do saturation. You can see she gets too orange with saturation. But here's vibrance. Okay, so a little more vibrance. Geometry is good. You can always check to see if it's straight or not. Just click auto. But that is a nice adjustment, actually. Kind of brought it kind of straightened the whole thing, didn't it? It really brought it front and center. So I really like that geometry. And we're going to get to a couple other things here in a second. But yeah, sometimes a little vignette is nice right here. And I'm going to say okay to this. So now we say okay. So just look at the difference. So here's before. Look at that. Right? I'm going to move my contextual taskbar. Give me a 1 out of 5. What do you think of this? Here's 1 being okay, 5 being a great tip. But here's after in just a second. I mean, that's a beautiful portrait. This looked nice, but now that I look at it, right? And you look at this, so much better.